Bible study of Luke chapter 10, verses 30 through 37, the parable of the Good Samaritan. Jesus said, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among robbers, who stripped him of his clothing, beat him, and departed, leaving him half dead. As we go about our journey through life, we will cross paths with evildoers. They attack, rob, and harm people who are merely trying to live their lives. The evildoers will leave their victims half dead and go about their lives as if nothing has happened. Notice that Jesus doesn't tell us anything about the backgrounds of the evildoers. They could be anybody from any walk of life who decide to take advantage of others when the opportunity arises. Now, by chance, a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. The man in the parable needed medical assistance and clothing. The priest decided to be spiritually blind and kept going as if he didn't see the man. Perhaps the priest thought his job in the temple was more important than helping someone in need. So likewise, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. The Levites were prayer leaders, and many also served as deacons. The Levite also decided to be spiritually blind and kept going as if he didn't see the man. Perhaps the Levite felt that it was more important to get to his prayer group on time than to help someone in need. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and seeing, he had compassion. Samaritans weren't welcome in Judea, much less in the temple in Jerusalem, despite the fact that the Samaritan was a foreigner and had things to do. He felt it was more important to help someone who was in need of immediate assistance. Jesus said, seeing, he had compassion. So the Samaritan wasn't spiritually blind like the priest and the Levite. He, the Samaritan, went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he set him on his own beast and brought him to an inn and took care of him. Jesus said the Samaritan had compassion. This means he felt a personal responsibility to help the man. He didn't leave the task to someone else. So the Samaritan personally took care of the half-dead man. The man who was hurt rode while the Samaritan walked. How far are we willing to walk to help someone? The Samaritan walked all the way to the inn. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper and said, take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I come back. At the inn, the man could be cared for and receive clothing and food. The Samaritan had something he still had to do, but he didn't leave until the man was safe and had someone to care for him. Then the Samaritan arranged to cover all the expenses until he returned. So compassion involved doing what was needed for as long as it was needed. Jesus asked the lawyer that he was talking to, which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers? He, the lawyer, said, the one who showed mercy on him. We are all on the earth, but only some of us are neighbors. Only those who have mercy on those in need are neighbors. The others are merely passers-by. And Jesus said to him, Go and do likewise. Jesus didn't make a suggestion like a teacher by asking, "What do you think you should do?" Instead, Jesus, the one appointed by God to be judge of the living and the dead, gave a command. Hopefully, you'll go and do likewise, as Jesus commanded, and you'll eventually be neighbors with the Good Samaritan in heaven. This ends the Bible study of Luke chapter 10, verses 30 through 37, the parable of the Good Samaritan.